I don't know about you all, but I felt a little bit of frustration at James and John. Because here's Jesus, and it's a very intimate moment. Jesus is sharing something very sacred. He's sharing something very important, that he's going to be condemned to death and spit upon and scourged, put to death, crucified. And then the next phrase is, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." It's like, are these guys like on another planet or something? But they're not the only ones. And then the other disciples, when they heard about this, what James and John were saying, they became indignant. So it's like the whole group of them, they weren't really listening. They were just hoping to have some sort of position, to be at Jesus' right or left, to be recognized. Now, that desire that they have, though, for greatness is not something bad. It just has to be channeled in the right way. We are living maybe the opposite, where that desire for greatness is basically lost. We're conformed with mediocrity. We just kind of float through life, grasping after, little pleasures or little moments of joy, but we forgot about, Jesus calls each and every one of us to have a magnanimous heart, to give everything for him, to not lose sight that we can have, or we should have, a holy ambition, a holy desire for greatness, not in the eyes of the world, not because we receive applause or recognition or a pat on the back or words of affirmation. None of that. It's not about being great in the eyes of the world. It's about being great in the eyes of God. Do you strive for that? Do I strive for that? Because if we are trying to be great in the eyes of the world, what happens? How do we feel? It's this constant pressure, this constant feeling of exhaustion. It's never enough. There's always something more I need to do or be or say. But when we live only to be great in the eyes of God, we have freedom. We have peace because we're living for him alone. Jesus says, "Whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave of all." To be the slave of all. What a very different idea than what James and John wanted. To be slaves, that's our calling. Are we slaves of each other? Of maybe our other family members, husband or a wife, those around you, your co-workers, in whatever area or place you are, could people look at you and say, this person, all they care about is serving. All they care about is others. All they care about is dying to themselves and being a slave to others. What a beautiful compliment that would be. That's our calling. Nothing less. So as we reflect on this gospel and the idea of being great, let us never lose that desire to be great for God, to be a saint for God.